Meet Amanda. She is now the first youth poet laureate in the U.S. She's the first youth poet laureate in the United States of America. What is a poet laureate, and who is this Amanda? Let's go on and learn all about her. What is a poet laureate? A poet laureate is a poet who is chosen out of all the other poets to represent their city or state or country in the field of poetry. They act as a consultant, which means they help other people with poetry and answer questions, and they recite their poetry at special events. It is a very special title bestowed upon one person each year. In 2014, Amanda Gorman was bestowed the honor of Poet Laureate of the City of Los Angeles. She was only 16 and already writing poetry and books about poetry. In 2017, Amanda Gorman was appointed the very first Youth National Poet. At that time, she declared that she wants to run for President of the United States in 2036. And this is a quote by Amanda Gorman. She said, "There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Let's listen to one of Amanda's poems. Click on the link to hear one of the poems that she wrote and is reciting.
Writing poetry is my favorite way to use my own voice. This is a poem I wrote called "Talking Gets Us There." It's normal to notice what makes us
Amanda, the Poet Laureate. On January 20th, 2021, Amanda read her poem, "The Hill We Climb," at the inauguration of President Joe Biden. She is the youngest poet to read at a presidential inauguration in United States history. Dr. Jill Biden, that's President Biden's wife, recommended her for the inauguration. After the inauguration, Amanda said, "My hope is that my poem will represent a moment of unity for our country. And with my words, I'll be able to speak to a new chapter and era of our nation." Little Amanda. Amanda Gorman was born in 1998 in Los Angeles, California. That's near us. She has 2 siblings. It doesn't say this, but her first sibling is a big brother, and one is her twin sister. They're twins. When she was little, her mom, who's a teacher, would not let the children watch very much TV, but the children always had books. School was not always easy for Amanda because she had a learning disability called an auditory processing disorder. Remember when we learned about the 5 senses and how information goes through each of the 5 senses into our brains, and that's how we learn? Well, when things go through Amanda's ears to her brain, sometimes they get lost along the way and they don't quite make it all the way to her brain. So she has to rely on her other senses to learn. She can hear just fine, but the information gets confused when it goes just through her ears. This caused her to have trouble with speech, and she had to work very hard on speaking. Some kids would be sad that they had to work so hard, but Amanda loves to be challenged, and she worked hard to be able to speak in a strong and clear voice. Here's another quote from Amanda. She said, "Because great ideas don't just unfurl, they must be sought out, not just thought out, but brought out of the best of ourselves."
Mr. President,
Here are some interesting facts about Amanda Gorman. Amanda loves the musical Hamilton. We love the musical Hamilton at our house too, which is written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote the music for Moana and Mary Poppins Returns. This is a picture of Lin-Manuel Miranda in the musical Hamilton. These are all pictures from Hamilton, and Amanda Gorman loves to watch the show and listen to the music. And in the poem that she read at the inauguration, there are some quotes actually that come from the Bible, but that are also in Hamilton. She was commissioned to compose an original poem to be recited at the pre-game ceremony of the Super Bowl on February 7th, 2021. That's this coming weekend. So if you're going to watch the Super Bowl, if you tune in before the game starts, you'll see Amanda Gorman reciting an original poem for the Super Bowl. And she has written a book for children called Change Sings. And this is a picture of the front of her book, Change Sings. Use this page to share anything that you've learned about Amanda Gorman. You may use any tool. So you can take a video of yourself telling me what you've learned about Amanda Gorman, or you can draw a picture, or you can use the typing and type out your message, or you can just do a voice recording, or you can write a letter with one of the writing tools like a pencil or a pen. You can write and tell me what you learned about Amanda Gorman. I can't wait to see what your favorite facts about Amanda Gorman are.